Hello everyone and welcome to a video assignment for the course Artificial Intelligence Foundations and Applications. I'm Anjali Raj and my team members are Raj Krishan Ghosh and Sudeep Kumar Bhattacharya, and our topic is Convergence of AI in HPC. So in our video segment we'll be discussing about the convergence of AI and HPC, the role of GPUs in the convergence and the role of cloud and distributed computing in the convergence, out of which I'll be mostly focusing on the convergence of AI and HPC. AI has been concerned with the exponential search spaces, learning from large data sets, parallel nature of learning models, unstructured data from sensors, and so on. Whereas HPC has been concerned with the modeling and simulation, time series analysis, bifurcation analysis, and so on. Both AI and HPC have a common challenge of dealing with massive scale data and compute workloads. In today's big data era, both AI and HPC have to crunch a petabytes of data. HPC hardware can be a supercomputer, an institutional cluster, or in the cloud. Next, we see why AI and HPC need each other. That is, AI needs HPC for handling large data, and HPC needs AI for efficient resource utilization. Now, AI is witnessing a paradigm shift in many domains, from rule-based systems hand-coded by domain experts to self-learning by the system using the learning models. This requires processing of large amount of unstructured or semi-structured data under the strong time constraints available for the training phase of the model. To implement these kinds of algorithms, AI researchers today are in need of HPC scale computing. This was not possible a few years ago, but with the advent of the GPUs and the cloud computing services that provide HPC scale computing as a service, this is now a practice. On the other side of the coin, we have the HPC domain, which is constantly in the need of efficient scheduling of algorithms of jobs, load balancing, resource discovery, analysis of real-time sensor data, process navigation, and so on. Modern AI models can help in these areas of HPC, which has been traditionally handled by other mathematical models. Machine learning is being incorporated in many areas of HPC now, with significant gains in efficiency and throughput of the HPC cluster. Workloads like simulations using high-performance computing, modeling of physical systems, analytics, AI search applications, training learning models, etc. all need a runtime layer of libraries and environments managed by multi-domain resource managers. These can be set up over bare metal high-performance clusters or can be provisioned using a cloud service. At the bottom layer lies the three fundamental computing infrastructures: compute nodes, storage abstractions, and networking. Recent studies and workshops by industry and academic fraternity have discussed regarding this convergence of the two fields. One such workshop summarizes the following takeaways. The data is growing at an unprecedented rate, and the science demands are driving the convergence of HPC, the big data, and machine learning. There will be increased heterogeneity in the future systems, including specialized processors such as the GPUs and FPGAs. Future computing will likely involve combinations of edge, cloud, and high-performance computing. More collaboration between the HPC, big data, and machine learning communities is needed for rapid and efficient progress towards an ecosystem that effectively serves all the three communities. CANDLE stands for Cancer Distributed Learning Environment. It is a computing project whose goal is to enable the most challenging deep learning problems in cancer research to run on the most capable supercomputers of the Department of Energy and the NIH. It is designed to support the three top challenges of the National Cancer Institute. They are understanding the molecular biology of key protein interactions, developing predictive models for drug response, and automating the analysis and extraction of information from millions of cancer patients' records to determine optimal cancer treatment strategies. The goal of CANDLE project is to build a single scalable deep neural network code that can be used to address all the three challenges. Now we discuss the challenges addressed by CANDLE. The first challenge is the RAS pathway problem. This is to understand the molecular basis of key protein interactions in the RAS or RAF pathway that is present in 30% of cancers. The second challenge is the drug response problem. This is to develop predictive models for drug response that can be used to optimize preclinical drug screening and drive precision medicine based treatments for cancer patients. The third challenge is the treatment strategy problem. This is to automate the analysis and extraction of information from millions of cancer patients' records to determine optimal cancer treatment strategies across a range of patients' lifestyles, environmental exposures, cancer types, and healthcare systems. That's all from my side. Thank you. Raj will be taking over now.
Thank you, Anjali. Hello everyone, my name is Rajkishan Ghosh and I will be discussing about the role of GPUs in the convergence of artificial intelligence and high performance computing. So now let us talk about GPUs. GPU stands for Graphical Processing Unit. It can have even hundreds or thousands of cores. It is designed to handle matrix operations resulting in faster image and video output. It is used in computers, mobile phones and gaming consoles. It is designed to handle large amounts of parallel data processing. The fundamental difference between a CPU and GPU is the number of cores and the type of instruction set for the cores. A CPU has a few cores, typically 2, 4, 8, 16, 24, whereas a GPUs have hundreds or thousands of cores. The CPU cores can carry out complex instructions in one cycle as the instruction set is more richer, whereas the GPU cores are designed to perform simple instructions in a massively parallel manner. Because of the hardware design differences, CPUs are typically suited for sequential processing, executing a handful of threads in the limited number of cores available, whereas GPUs are typically suited for data parallel tasks such as image processing, graphics rendering, and vector matrix operations. GPU-based code acceleration is the technique used to speed up the computation by offloading some of the computation workload to the GPU under the program control of CPU. Often, a large fraction of executing time goes in executing matrix operations that could have been executed in parallel. This is where having a GPU to take off some of the parallel workload helps. In a typical GPU acceleration scheme, the compiler generates executable code for both the CPU and the GPU. The code that is inherently sequential because of dependencies is executed by the CPU in a sequential manner, and the code that is for the GPU is executed by the multiple cores of the GPU in a parallel manner. Traditionally, graphics cards have been used for graphics rendering processes employed in games, video editing, and image processing tasks like medical imaging devices. The de facto standard language for programming GPUs was OpenGL and OpenCV. Apart from the graphics rendering processes, the GPU was ideal for most of the time. With growing computational needs of the modern computing environment, NVIDIA came up with breakthrough ideas of leveraging the massively parallel computational capability of a GPU to perform tasks other than graphics rendering. The term was coined as GPGPU, or General Purpose Programming Using GPU. The idea was to generate executable code such that the data parallel sections can be executed by a GPU and the inherently sequential part will still be executed on the CPU cores. For this, NVIDIA designed a new C-based compiler known as NVCC or NVIDIA C compiler. The language was called CUDA, also known as Common Unified Device Architecture. The CUDA code is much like a C code with CUDA instructions embedded in it. The NVCC compiler bifurcates the CPU and the GPU code and thus generated separate code from both of them. CUDA has been a success and conventional applications have been accelerated significantly using GPUs. Now about TensorFlow. So it is an open source library for numerical computation and large scale machine learning. It uses Python to provide a convenient front-end API for building applications with the framework while executing those applications in high-performance C++. TensorFlow allows developers to create data flow graphs, structures that describe how data moves through a graph or a series of processing nodes. TensorFlow applications can be run on CPUs or GPUs. Google has designed proprietary hardware TPU for accelerating TensorFlow applications. TPU stands for Tensor Processing Unit. Basically, a TPU can run multiple GPUs in parallel. TPUs are available via Google Cloud data centers. FPGAs can also be used as code accelerators. FPGAs are the semiconductor devices that are based around a matrix of configurable logic blocks, CLBs for short, connected via programmable interconnects. It can be programmed to desired application after manufacturing. So now let's talk about FPGAs for AI workload acceleration. So what are the advantages? The advantages are first, flexibility. So the ability to be programmed for multiple processes. Next, we also have parallelism. An FPGA can handle multiple instructions. Decreased latency. So an FPGA has larger memory bandwidth than a regular GPU. Energy efficiency. Machine learning and deep learning are resource hungry solutions. FPGAs consume less power than GPUs. Now about the disadvantages. So first, the programming. FPGA programming is complex and expertise is required. Implementation complexity. So easier to implement using a CPU plus GPU combination. Expense. The cost of multiple programming of a circuit is considerably high for small scale projects. And also the last disadvantage we will talk about is lack of libraries. So there are few to no machine learning libraries supporting FPGAs. Now the next part will be discussed by Sudeep sir, where he talks about the role of cloud and distributed computing in the AI HPC convergence. Thank you very much.
This section of the video discusses about the role of cloud and distributed computing platforms for the convergence of artificial intelligence and HPC. Artificial intelligence and cloud computing have been promoting each other because artificial intelligence techniques have been used in cloud computing, and cloud computing has been very instrumental in promoting the services and the technologies that promote AI. AI techniques have been employed for solving issues like dynamic load balancing, monitoring and automating workflows, and resource management in cloud computing. On the other hand, lot of AI based services like text analytics, speech, vision and machine language translation are accessible to developers through REST based APIs provided over cloud platforms. These APIs are not only scalable, but they are also very competitive in terms of pricing. Using cloud computing for deep learning, application can actually leverage the power of hundreds and thousands of GPUs and TPUs provisioned over the cloud. So this not only helps to scale the machine learning application, but also once again, because of economics of scale on the cloud platform, is very cheaper. Nowadays HPC infrastructure is also available over cloud, so any researcher who wants to avail the HPC facility do not actually need to build up an HPC cluster in its institute, but can directly go for a cloud based service for HPC so that easy to deploy, that very economical, and you pay for what you use. Artificial intelligence and cloud are nowadays one of the most trending technologies. Lot of cloud vendors like the major cloud vendors like Google, Amazon, Microsoft, they all are providing AI based services over their cloud platforms. Google Cloud Machine Learning Platform offers a lot of ML machine learning based facilities on their cloud platform, and these are highly scalable because of the large array of servers that Google possesses. IBM Watson is a cloud-based product that allows businesses to tap into the capabilities of AI and machine learning. And IBM Watson has been a very landmark breakthrough in the delivery of AI services using the cloud platform. Microsoft Azure is once again a cloud-based service that provides an array of AI services over their cloud platform, especially for speech, computer vision. AWS, the largest provider of cloud services, they also have a wide range of AI ML pipelines for training and deploying models. AWS SageMaker is a very popular tool for machine learning.
Artificial intelligence and cloud computing are complementary to each other at many aspects. For example, there have been a lot of projects to create self-managing clouds with the help of artificial intelligence. The basic idea is to streamline the workloads of cloud and also automate the repetitive tasks that happens in a cloud computing scenario. Similarly, there have been a lot of improvement in the data management of cloud computing platforms using AI tools and techniques. AI tools are capable enough to streamline the way data is ingested and updated in the cloud platform. There has been also some vendors are also coming up with the idea of providing an AI-based service with their regular SaaS services. For example, Salesforce, the leader of CRM applications delivered over the cloud platform, have now designed a tool called as Einstein, and rather than just processing the CRM data, Einstein is actually helping to turn that data into actionable insights for their clients. So in this way, they are actually providing more value to their clients over their CRM data. Similarly, there are other dynamic cloud services that can help to transform businesses at every aspects. Nowadays, some vendors are also providing analytics as a service over the cloud platform, and this primarily is possible because of the convergence of cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and big data. And typical use cases are the retail, the hospitality industry like hotels, and competitive pricing in e-commerce sites. Artificial intelligence, analytics, cloud computing, they all together are actually propelling the growth of industrial IoT. And industrial IoT further actually is one of the primary components for cutting down the manufacturing time, and it's actually one of the primary components that is providing a lot of automation in the industries. AI and distributed computing also converge together in something called as distributed artificial intelligence. The idea is to solve large-scale AI problems like planning and learning by distributing the problem to smaller autonomous processing nodes, also called as agents. These agents are then they use parallel computing to solve the problem. And distributed artificial intelligence can be divided into two categories. First is distributed problem solving, and the second one is multi-agent systems. In distributed problem solving, the multiple agents, they work together to solve a specific problem using cooperation. Whereas in multi-agent systems, individual agents interact with among themselves as well as with the environment, and there are predetermined rules for this interaction, and it is expected that they come up with some kind of collective behavior that is good enough for the domain.